everybody. Good morning. It's Jean here. Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for you. Although I won't be quilting anytime soon. It's the early morning of September 4th. The fog has cleared a bit. Actually, the sun has come out. The sun came out on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. But Wednesday, Wednesday, September 1st, day that will live on in infamy, in our life at least. Wednesday, September 1st, about, I don't know what time it is, 2 or 3 in the afternoon, or later, 5. I've lost all track of time, you must excuse me. Our phone was blowing up with emergency warnings. Flash flooding in the area, which we've had a lot of, high winds, tornado warning, go in your basement immediately. So I went to the windows and I was seeing the wind pick up, and oh my word. And Ian and Maxwell had a long day, had an early start, and had gone for a nap in their beds and sound asleep. And I'm like pacing back and forth thinking, oh my word, and the wind. And all of a sudden, I was in my front room, all of a sudden I heard this snap crash and the wind, and I screamed, and that woke Maxwell up when he came out. And then it happened again, and I screamed a second time, and Ian woke up. Well, a tornado. The tornadoes that were being spurned by the hurricane winds. Go figure. We got a triple whammy. We got a hurricane touchdown in our backyard. We had 150-mile-an-hour hurricane winds, and we had flash flooding. Not just us, the whole area. New York City is underwater. I mean, New Jersey is decimated, southern New Jersey, where the tornado came through. Well, the tornado came through in our backyard. We huddled outside Maxwell's room, which is interior with no windows, and until, you know, the whole, oh, it sounds like a freight train. Yeah, right on top of our house. It sounded like a freight train for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes. We just sat and we prayed for calm. That's what you do. Don't panic. Just be calm. Have trust in our God. If anything happens, we were praying and praying to be calm and to keep our heads on. So the noise and the cacophony of sounds outside, of smashing and crashing and whirling and twirling, who knows what. But we were safe. That noise ended. We ventured into our front room and looked out the windows, and we didn't have a yard. It was a river coming down our hill. But then I looked to the left, and of course, unprecedented storms. It wasn't about our little bridge not holding water, because it has actually with this other rains. This obviously was unprecedented, this weather from the hurricane. And we could see the water rising, not inch by inch, foot by foot. And we went out with the howling winds and the rain. Oh my word! Ian's car was smashed with a tree on it. On the passenger side, the window is broken, the windshield is broken, the doors wouldn't open on that side. But there was a tree. As you know, we have a U-shaped driveway. Well, the U-shaped driveway on the left was being flooded with water from the creek rising. The U-shaped driveway on our right was blocked by a tree. So I'm like, oh my goodness, we can't get our cars out. And we have to flee. We have to flee to higher ground. So in the rain and in the torrential storm, Ian and Maxwell, troopers that they are, they went and got the chainsaws, and they were chainsawing Ian's car out, chainsawing the tree and pulling the tree off the drive. while they were doing that, we had just updated our go bag. Some people have said, oh, you know, what's in your go bag? We've had our go bags for about 10 years now. And it was so funny. Just last week, I said to Ian and Maxwell, I said, we have to update our go bags because we've all gotten heavier. We need to put bigger clothes in there. Sure enough, Ian had 3830s. I'm like, you're not a 3830. you're a 42 waist now. And I had to put in bigger leggings and bigger tops, Maxwell too. So we updated them with all of our important papers, all of our clothes that went in there. It was a good job done. And they were ready and waiting for a disaster. So I'm like, oh, disaster, Maxwell. So he threw the go bags in the car. We got the car out, but in the meantime, what had happened when all of this was happening, our son, who owns our home, he was tracking on an app the storm, and he was seeing it was heading towards our house, his house, and so he called Daddy, and Daddy's like, it's terrible, and he hopped in his big truck, a tall, high truck, and took him a while to get to us, but like a knight in shining armor, that he's come to rescue us. At that point, we have 4 roads out. Well, 5 roads. One that way, that one. No, 4 roads. 3 were blocked. One with a raging flood, the other with water, and the other with a huge downed wires and trees down. So there's one way out. And I'm like, let's go. And people always say, you know, if you're in a disaster, what's the first, you know, you have 5 minutes to grab something. What does everybody say? Everybody's, oh, I'll grab my family pictures. No, you don't. No, you don't. You grab your life and your kids and you get out, or you should, you get out. So we grabbed our go bags, and actually, having said that, I went and I was all so nervous. I'm nervous now. You must excuse me. I was all so nervous, and I did go and get my, which we had in mind to do if we ever had a disaster. I went and got my my best toiletries. I have a really good hair serum and my good moisturizer, my toothbrush and my toothpaste, and just a few other things that weren't in my go bag. And I put them all in I was like so nervous that I'm throwing all my good things in a bag. Well, I put them in the living room along with my pair of welly boots, which I thought I'm gonna need, in like a white trash bag. We forgot them, and I got my welly boots. I don't know, and I can't find my best toiletries, my best moisturizers, because I try to look after my skin. I put some makeup on. Can't see it. Oh, I filmed yesterday. I thought I'm not gonna show that. I looked 80. I looked 80. I look 70 today, but it was horrible. Yesterday was a bad day. Friday was a bad day. Anyway, going back to Wednesday, we were getting the trees off. I was getting things very quickly because obviously no power into the truck. Dominic, my car just escaped. Dominic said, move because it'll float away. Quickly, Mom, move my car up the road and wait for us. So I was like, okay. So I got in my car. They had moved the branches and downed wires, and a tree snapped. It was hanging right in our house. I thought, oh no, a tree hit our house. So I got the car out, and I was waiting, and by that time everybody had evacuated, and the creek was coming up so fast, so very fast, and I was like just praying, like, please, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting for them to come. And we were soaked to the skin, soaked. Well, they were trying to put my sewing machines, our computers, our important papers, all of the monitors, everything up. They were trying, because the house was going to be inundated, which it was. But everything that was sort of on the floor of precious, they were putting up. I always try to see the humor. This is not funny. But I have to tell you, our dear Maxwell, He's not doing good now, but in the moment, he was like a trooper. I'm sitting in the car like, please come quickly. And it was only a matter of a few minutes, I must say, but it seemed like hours. I was waiting for them to come. They were trying to secure things. And out of the mist, it was like a movie, like in slow motion. Out of this misty rain, it was, you know, deluge. I'm watching. I'm thinking, come on. And I see this apparition, and all of a sudden, we just bought last month a new lawnmower, expensive. It's called a zero-turn lawnmower. We were mowing our grass, as you know, it's acres, with a push mower, Maxwell and I. And the boys were like, Mom, stop. So we got a zero-turn, one of those that, like a small commercial landscaping mower, because we have a lot of property. And we bought it. I haven't even made a payment on it. It's brand new. Well, Maxwell's the one who drives it. Sure enough, here comes Maxwell with his because it's loud, his ear-canceling headphones on. He's driving that through the deluge, up the hill, to safety. And I get out, I'm drenched, and he's soaked to the skin. And he got out, he said, I saved our lawnmower. I said, good boy, because it would have been a write-off. It would have floated away. I said, good boy, now come on, let's go. And then he said, okay, hold on. He gave me the key. We parked in our neighbor's driveway, which is still there, it's fine. He gave me the key and he ran back. He said, okay. And our son had parked his truck out on the road, and by this time, the water was rising so quickly, and his car, the emergency vehicles had even left, and his truck, he was going to pull up to pick me up, and I guess it was only about 2 minutes later that they all came. Ian Kate got his vehicle out, followed us. It worked. Maxwell came out with some stuff in the truck, and Dom backed the truck up to pick me up. I jumped in the truck, saturated, soaking wet. We went out, and then for 2 hours, we got half a mile away. We were stranded. We were stranded on high ground. The rivers, two creeks, which were now raging rivers, were coming in on two sides, downed wires on the one side, and behind us fallen trees. So we were sitting there at an intersection with about 25 cars and about 8 emergency vehicles. Couldn't go anywhere for 2 hours. Just waiting and praying that the water doesn't come and float us all away. Roofs blown off. Oh my goodness, it was a war zone. The tornado touched down right here, right on our house, and about maybe a half-mile swathe, and then just right through about 3 townships. The devastation, and then it apparently hopped over to New Jersey, Mullica Hill. Oh my word, big, huge McMansions. Our son, who's in insurance, he said, Mama, you don't understand. It's like a dollhouse with the back gone, but there's like little girls' ballet slippers on the wall, but the back of the house is gone. The devastation. So we were sitting there, and we felt safe, and Ian was right behind us, and our son kept saying, Daddy, on the phone, like, stay right on my tail, don't let anyone get in, because people were going nuts. It was like panic. We understood, but we were like trying to stay calm and like think. Dom has this huge truck, and he's like, and his exhaust is way high, like a snorkel. He says, I can get through that water. He says, there's no way though, no way. No. He said, no way with my mom and my brother in the car and my dad behind, no. So we just sat. We sat and prayed, and there was cars trying to go every which way. They're reversing and you can't go anywhere. And like I said, people were panicked. I was panicked. My heart was, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Our darling Maxwell had a seizure in the back. And he had been doing so well. He's not doing well now. He's not doing well at all. This is September 4th, like I said. And he did great on the day and the day after. But yesterday, he's crashed and he's zoning out and he's distracted and he slept most of the day. I said, "You sleep, darling." And the sad thing was, when we were in the truck, he had all these things in his arms and he said, "I saved." I said, I laughed. I said, "Thank you for saving our lawnmower," and trying to make, keep calm. And he's like, "And I saved my Xbox." I said, "Oh, great. You saved the Xbox, most important things." And he said, "Where's my pillow?" Now I have to tell you about his pillow. About 6 years ago, we went to a flea market and we had given Maxwell some money, and he went off on his own, bit of independence. And so when we back at the car at this time, and he came back, and we were sitting there waiting, and he came walking out from the vendors, and he had a golf bag full of golf clubs. We've never golfed, and a pillow, one of these, like seen on TV, this pillow. Well, that was years ago. He loves this pillow. It's like a gel pillow. It's like a brick. It's horrible. Horrible, but he loves it. He loves his pillow. So we were laughing about this pillow. Well, he's had this pillow and he couldn't find his pillow, and I'm like, "We'll find your pillow, don't worry." Well, 2 days have gone by, and he kept texting me yesterday, "Have you found my pillow? Have you found my pillow?" Because our house is uninhabitable and everything is only on the lawn or in a dumpster. It got But anyway, we sat for 2 hours, and then our son lives about 13 minutes down the road. It took us 2 hours to get there, and I will put some footage up of what we saw on the night. Even our son, who's brave, and he sailed around the world with his wife and dog, he was like, "This is the sketchiest I've ever seen things." It was real bad. But we got here to our son's home. They have a very large home. So we're safely ensconced in the guest room. They have about 3 living rooms, and Maxwell's in one of them, away from everyone. And then what they've done is they have this is a multi-story large home. They have a basement that they were actually doing to make an Airbnb. They have several Airbnbs with the properties they own. So we're going to be their first guests. That'll be nice. That just has to be finished. There's going to be a small kitchenette and flooring that goes there. Has to go down. So that will be in a few weeks. But right now, we grabbed our go bags for a few days' clothes. But again, I slept about 3 hours this Wednesday night. We were up early, went back to the house to assess the damage. He had his crew of about 8, and then our kids came. Our son came in the middle of the night after it happened. He chainsawed his way because the waters receded. That was the thing. Flash flood, the waters come up very quickly, but then they receded very quickly. So our son came with his huge truck from up north. He came down. The police were sort of helpless, and he got to our intersection, and the police were there with barricades, and then you could see our home, because we had chainsawed the trees down, and the water was going down, and the police said, "How did you get here?" And he said, "I have my chainsaw. I'm getting to my parents' house." And he went, and as an insurance adjuster, he on the spot videoed, and there's no power, but he had a big, huge, powerful whatever industry standard lighting. He videoed all of the damage, like as it was happening. So he's taking care of the insurance. The insurance, our son has homeowner's insurance and we have renter's insurance. So that's going to be looked into and taken care of. But yesterday, I woke up, my lip was all swollen. Didn't know what happened. I think I was chewing it in the night. Yesterday we went, Thursday, September 2nd, and wow. It looks to me, and I'm not a professional, and my children are, looks to me though as if the house has been shifted off its foundation. I can, you know, you feel, you know your home, you know your car when it makes a noise, you think, you know it. I thought, our house has been shifted. They're like, no, 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 no. The flooring is like this, the hardwood flooring. It's just like the waves of this, you fall on it, the whole house. What happened is that the water filled our basement, 7 foot high, and then came up about 6 inches or so into our home, the whole ranch story. So the floors are shot. But they were saying, especially in my sewing room, they were saying which is a new addition. Our home is about 80 years old. The sewing room is only about 40 years old, 50 years old. That they looked like the hardwood floors obviously buckled because of the subfloor. Looked like that had come off the joists. And I'm like, I think that it felt like the joists had fouled. They're like, we don't think so. I'm like, oh, okay. You guys know best. But it's ruined, because even where our deck was, if we've seen pictures, that was covered. It had gone up the hill into the barn. The barn didn't float away, but it was funny because we were, again, assessing things. We had about, well, in the woods, maybe 30, and in our property, maybe 5 120-foot trees snap, like toothpicks. Just snap. One on our house, one on the car, 3 in the backyard. Our neighbor came out who lives in the big house across the way, and we went over there and all of our patio furniture is in his yard. Sorry, my camera clicked off. This is going on a bit, sorry. Settle down, kiddies, for a little bedtime story. So we had a ramp, a wooden ramp going up to the barn. Oops, I'm trying to, I don't have my regular tripod, you must excuse me. Oh, this is going. We had a ramp going up to the barn, a wooden ramp, big thing that we drive vehicles on, and all the lawnmowers. That was in the neighbor's fence, way across the street. And it was shocking. Our coolers were up in trees, and it was amazing. And yet we have a wood pile that we had just cut all of our wood with. We had just put tarps on it. The tarps hadn't blown away. The tarps were there. The tarps weren't touched. And yet, 10 foot away, there's a 150-foot tree snapped like a twig. Just missed the barn. Just missed the barn. I have pictures. We couldn't believe it. So it was, you could see where the path was because things weren't touched. And then there was total devastation. So it came right through, and it came right in the back of our house where we were huddled. That's what we could hear. But that part didn't touch our house. But again, the creek, what happened also, we were told afterwards, when we were sitting stranded. Oh, let me try to figure this out here. Sorry about this. I don't want to see the back of me. Ugh. When we were stranded, we saw an emergency vehicle, a fire truck with a boat on it, and here, right in front of our house, you know, the bridge and our road, right in front of our house was a river, was a lake. Our lovely, pretty yard. That was a lake. They came in here, a girl in panic, trying to get home, and a man in an SUV. Let me try to sort this out, hold on. I would usually be a bit more professional. A man in an SUV just panicking, tried to cross and went floating away right near our bridge, right in our front yard. And they had to be rescued with a boat. That was a dire situation, we were told afterwards. And the man had his 16-year-old autistic son, and the boy had been panicking, and the father was panicking and tried to go through the water, thinking, oh, I have an SUV. And the boy apparently something like passed out. They thought he had died, but he didn't. They just rescued them in the nick of time. Like I said, when we came home, oh, so anyway, it was dreadful. Collapsed here. We're warm and we're cozy and it's awesome. So we'll be here for several months because our home is done. Our home is gone. Again, Wednesday, you must excuse me, Thursday, we started nowhere. I didn't know where to start. I did good though. I did good. I was calm, and you know, people can say, oh, they're just things. I remember when we moved, it was like, oh, they're just things. Yeah, but they're my things. So it's a crazy way to simplify, because all of the things that I couldn't bear to part with from our recent move 18 months ago from our large family home of 30 years, we downsized from like 4,200 square foot to this home. I trashed, I gifted, I donated half my belongings. The rest that I couldn't bear to part with were in our basement, which now has, as of yesterday, had 7 foot of water. Our entire basement is filled, and then that much into our home. So everything in the basement. We've spent 2.5 days pumping the water out. Our oldest son, Luke, has come in the night to gas up the generators just so the pumps don't run dry. Because if the pumps run dry, then you have a fire risk. So he came in the night. Justin, our other son, has a remediation company, so he provided us with all the dehumidifier air movers, the air movers at this point, not the dehumidifiers, air movers, huge, great big things, and all of the pumps to pump the water out, all the hoses, because that's his business. Elliot came, our other son, he came and was chainsawing the trees that had fallen on the property, along with the crew. Malia came with food. Everybody's come with food. We've had all of our, of course, Jen was there straight away, and her husband and daughter. So they were there yesterday. Everything has to be moved out of the home. Everything. All the furniture. Quite a lot of our clothes got wet because they were on low-hanging rails. So everything that got wet has to go to the dry cleaners that's out on tarps outside. Several of my quilts were down low. If you remember my sewing room in my island, they got wet. Most of my fabric is fine. The ones that were up on my wall, my sewing machines, Jen had come quickly and gotten them. Gotten about 3 of them. My good Juki, I won't be doing an unboxing anytime soon. I guess I don't have a job anytime soon because I won't be sewing. Everything today, I believe, or tomorrow, the dehumidifiers are being set up really, really good in my sewing room. We're concentrating on that to get all the moisture out, because everything was fine, but if it sits too damp, industrial dehumidifiers. So the generators, one generator is going to be just for that. So that's what's happening. But today, it's early morning on Saturday. All the friends are coming to pack up the kitchen and pack up all of our food pantry, which will just be integrated into our home here with our daughter-in-law and son. and our 3 grandchildren. We will have our own space. Maxwell will end up in this room, which is a big, huge guest room. It's beautiful, lovely bed, big, huge closets, a desk area, a queen-size bed, and an ensuite bathroom. Really very nice, beautiful shower. They have a large home, so we won't be in each other's way. But it was funny because we were homeless. But it was funny because Sarah said to me several times on Thursday, she said, well, obviously you come with us. I sort of forgot 5 years ago when their baby, their first baby, they have 3 now, was a month old. They were beginning their real big business and building, and they came to live with us for 18 months. And now they were just in our home, and in 2 bedrooms that we had extra. And of course, and that was just, we get along very, very well. There's no drama, nothing. And she said, of course we would have you. You know, you looked after us. So we're safe. We're safe here. But I'm trying. Yesterday, you must excuse me because my voice. But yesterday I was doing good Wednesday and Thursday, and then I got 4 hours of sleep. So yesterday I'd gotten 7 hours of sleep. I look terrible now, but oh, I looked really bad. I'll put a picture up. And oh, it was terrible. It was so bad. I started filming last night, and I thought, oh my goodness, I look 80. Not that I'm vain or anything, but I'm vain. And I'm tired, but I did get a fairly decent night's sleep last night to face today, which is Saturday. I don't know when I'll be putting this up. My computer is here, but Maxwell's going to try to concentrate on getting my computer up and running. I don't have a sewing room anymore, so I won't be sewing or quilting. I won't be doing an unboxing. I don't know if I'll be videoing. And I mean, I'm not worried about it, but I'm like, oh well, there goes my little job, my little income. But we're not worried about that, and we're not worried about that. God will provide. Hopefully, insurance will provide, and we might come out of it okay. Our son's property, the 5 acres, as you've seen dozens of times, is a very valuable piece of land, albeit it floods. The homes above, on either side, because it is in a gully, and the homes that way, you can't see them, way through the woods flood because it's in the gully. This house was built 80 years ago when there had been no floods. And the house flooded in 2020, and the house flooded, the house flooded in 2000, and now 2021. So we've had 2 100-year floods in 20 years. So we're hoping, as of, I don't know, I haven't looked at the news this morning. I don't know if Governor Wolf has declared this a state of emergency in Pennsylvania. I know New York and New Jersey have. So if it does get labeled a state of a disaster, then we're eligible for FEMA. And at that point, FEMA just sort of gives you money, and then they ask questions. It's sort of like, it's a fairly good, so we're hoping the home is condemned. If not, then obviously we're not going back in it. And Dom and Sarah, like, well, they have it in place to raise. But now it was prohibitively expensive. They were trying to get it done, but it's about $100,000. So hopefully now the funding will help, and either the house gets raised and renovated and rebuilt, like a shore house. I was like, I don't know if I want to live here, and Dom's like, it's a shore home that when the flood waters come, you open up the storm shutters down below. There's nothing there. This water rushes through, and I'm like, he said it would be 8 foot high. And I'm like, he said, Mom, 8 foot high would cover the whole township. The water's never going to come up. The whole area would be underwater. So that has never happened. Obviously, it would have to, the whole place would be underwater. He said, that's apocalyptic. That's not going to happen. The houses on either side of us have been fine. So I'm like, oh, okay. But that's way down the road. We don't have a clue. He's hoping that house will be condemned. It gets knocked down, and then he can rebuild up on the foundation, modulars. Just put like 6 modular homes, modular blocks, tie them all together, have a prefab home made. There's a place in Reading, Pennsylvania that does it. And the electrics and the plumbing are all done. They just sort of tie them together like Lego bricks and it's done. I don't know. For now, we're safe. We're here. But I just wanted to check in and say Jen went Thursday, and of course she came yesterday, Friday, and she'll be there today with all of our kids. And a dozen brothers and sisters from the hall came. We had to secure the area to make sure it was safe, because the sanctity of life is very important. And there were some very sketchy trees, and you'll see from the pictures. Pray for Maxwell, because he's not doing great. He's my primary concern. And as I said yesterday, I had several meltdowns. I'm pretty good in not a disaster. Never really, well, I've had a few, but I'm pretty good. You know, keep calm, keep level, figure it out. But yesterday, I was shaking. I was crying. And then Ian, some people came, and Ian is just like on automatic pilot. He just works and works and works. And there was about 7 of our friends standing there, and they asked a question, what to be done with something, and Ian made the executive decision that I didn't agree with. Well, I yelled at him. I'm like, how dare you do that? And I'm like this fishwife screaming in front of my friends. I'm yelling, having an argument with Ian. Nerves are frayed a bit. And everybody just stood, very respectful. Like, obviously, it's obvious it's gonna happen. And everyone just stood. And I'm like, ugh, I'm reduced to a blubbering idiot. Felt like it. And then I blamed him. And I'm like, now it's your fault that I'm screaming. So we all just took a break and regrouped. I consulted. We came to a conclusion. Everybody, and I apologized. Well, of course, everybody was giving me hugs and kisses and like, that's fine, you could do that. I don't like to do that. I don't like to lose my rag. In private, I do, but not in public. And but that was to be expected. It's a stressful situation, very stressful. It's aged me 20 years. And oh, the other night, I'm going to click off now. It's gone too long. I just wanted to bring you up to speed. Again, I have no idea. I keep doing some footage, but I have no idea when I'm going to be able to put this up. I have no idea where my card reader is, all things like that. I don't know. And I'll video what I video, but you won't see me doing any little projects anytime soon. I must get in touch with my patrons, because they pay, you know, a few dollars a month to see my videos, and that ain't happening. But I'll keep you apprised. But the other night, before I go, the other night Ian came in. I guess it was it Wednesday? No, it was Thursday night. And I've never seen a man crawl into bed. Came out of the bathroom. He crawled, and he just laid down. He didn't even put the covers over him. And he was gone. I covered him up. I said, oh, this dear man. He could hardly make it. He's 73 years old. This is not for us old people. We shouldn't be having to deal with this. Well, this too shall pass. The sun came out yesterday morning. Oh, sunny and bright, beautiful day. And yesterday was beautiful because all of our furniture's out on the lawn, all my clothes, everything. And this morning, I wasn't looking forward to that. That was the saddest thing. Because I do have a really, really nice carbon fiber bike. It was expensive. And I said, if you could just salvage my bike. But all my china and all my lovely things down, you know, my bedding and all my embroideries that I've done over the years and pictures and portraits, they're all down in the basement. And so they get thrown into a dumpster today. So that's upsetting. Never mind. as you know, we're Jehovah's Witnesses, or you may not have known that, but we have a very bright future ahead because of this is prophecy being fulfilled. We're living in the last days of a dying, wicked world, and we have a very happy future to come. That is our hope here on the earth, cleansed earth. Whatever your beliefs are, that's our belief. And it's in the Bible. Prophecies are being fulfilled left, right, and center, historically, scientifically, archaeologically, and most of all biblically. And we have a very bright future and a hope. So this is just a little bump in the road, huge bump in the road, but not going to let us get down. And we have each other, and we have our faith, and we have our loving God, who will put things right very, very quickly and very soon. We are assured of that. And so our lives mattered. We got out with our lives, and we're very, very, very blessed. And we just count our blessings. So again, this will remedy itself however it does. I'll let you guys know. Again, I said our insurance will provide whatever, but we are safe here. We're fairly okay. Keep an eye on our Maxwell. Obviously, traumatic experience for us all, and but we're weathering the storm, and we survived. So that in itself is a success story. So I know a lot of people were affected by the storms, or in Louisiana, you see the horrific news. So, you know, now I know it. Now I know. You know, because sometimes you hear the news, you know, like, oh, there's fires, and oh, there's fires, oh, there's flooding, oh, there's hurricanes, there's tornadoes, oh, yeah, what a shame, oh, my goodness, you know, what's for dinner? But then it happens to you. Oh, what was for dinner? Ian's been eating nervously. Eating. I haven't eaten at all. I realized yesterday food was being bought all the time, but I'm thinking, I didn't eat. What have I eaten? I'm drinking, but I haven't eaten anything. And I thought, oh, I'm drinking water, I should say. Our son did come and hand me a beer, and I'm like, oh, I guzzled that. I had about 2 beers, like just down in a heartbeat. So, yeah, things will get back on an equilibrium. We'll gain our equilibrium. So we have another day ahead of us, and we're taking 24 hours at a time. We don't know what's going to go on. Don't know what will transpire, but I'll let you guys know. I just wanted to check in, and again, this video is long, but here's some footage of what we have gone through. So, all the best. Please keep safe. Please keep well. Value life above belongings. Well, and yeah, as always, love from the Trueloves, the whole clan of us, in our tornado-ridden home. Oh, we don't have a home anymore. But my guest room. Bye-bye, folks. Yeah, this is really viral video content. We are sitting here, folks. We are sitting here trapped between...
We're trapped in an ark.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we got out of our house safely.
We're on high ground.
And we are on high ground. Hey, everybody. I've aged 20 years. Look at me. I'm soaking wet. We are trapped right now. I'm in our son's truck, and we are trapped between a river on that side and a creek on that side, which is overflowed. And we are on a high ground, trapped between on this area, because there's all electric wires down and trees. So we've been sitting here for about 2 hours. Maxwell's back here. Ian is in, hey Maxwell, Ian is in the car behind us. And of course, as you see, there's emergency vehicles all around because of fallen wires. So we can't go anywhere. It's been really, it's horrific. It was an F2 tornado that touched down in our house. So we do think that our house is probably floating away.
It's not floating away.
You think it's not floating away? I think it's floating away. Our son who owns the house, he's here. You must excuse my appearance. Look at me. It's been terrible. But we're safe. And material things are just that. Maxwell's soaking wet. We're trying to get him dry because it's cold and they've been soaking wet. The truck I'm in is real high, but Dom didn't want to risk going down there. That's the creek that has flooded our house. So Dom's like, well, Ian is behind in our Pathfinder and it's not real safe for Ian to drive past. So we're just sitting here. Everybody's just sitting here. You must excuse me, I'm very nervous. My camera work is probably a mess. There's cars over there, just sitting. And then there's cars down there. So yeah, we're trapped here. Fortunately, the emergency vehicles were just coming and rescuing people out of their homes. Now that would have been us. Fortunately, our son came and rescued us. But the fire engines are knocking on everybody's doors around here and getting people out of their homes because the water. We're sort of like in a moat situation, and some people were trapped in their homes. Okay, we've been, it's taken us about 4 hours to go about 3 miles because of the downed trees, power lines. It is a disaster trying to get back to our son's house. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
This was the path of the tornado. This is 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's like no damage, all the damage.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The tornado just came right through here. Oh, wow.
This is moving.
Yeah, we're moving. We hadn't been moving. Ooh. The power lines. Power lines are down.
Fortunately, it's all dead.
Oh. I hope Daddy's okay. He's in the car behind. We're right in the path. We're exactly in the path of the tornado. We're at touchdown.
It looks like this is where it ended.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Now, here. Oh, there's a big branch.
On that car. Wow.
Oh boy.
Not something to see every day.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, mate. Oh, my word. I hope they got out.
New paint job.
Oh,
brand new truck.
Brand new truck, Tom.
All these
And
brakes
I know he's gonna scratch it. Ian's new.
new.
Oh, what a shame! Daddy got his nice Pathfinder. I think we're gonna get another new car. Oh, we can't get through here. As seriously as we're. Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah. This is terrible.
They pushed the signs down.
Oh my goodness. Look at that, Maxwell. Oh, careful.
Wow.
Oh, careful. Oh. Oh, I don't know, Dom. I don't know. This is, oh no. Yeah, the roof's come off.
That's the road I want to think about.
It's completely destroyed. We are in a war zone here, folks. In a war zone. Can't go anywhere. No, the whole underpass is. You can't go anywhere. Got it, yeah. Oh, watch the lights. Look at this destruction. It's shocking. It's the school, or is it the school? And the power lines. So we're trying to get over to that, over there. And we're trying so desperately hard to get home. And it's flooded, Dom. It's flooded. Can't go anywhere. Everywhere's flooded. So, who do we have here? Hello, Bear. We come to stay at your house, didn't we? Did you get wet? You like being wet. Nana doesn't like being wet. So here we are. So we're at our son's house. The sun is shining. Sun is shining beautifully. And we're gonna make our way over to our house. See what's happening. But look at this beautiful sunshiny day. Isn't that funny? I always say there's sunshine after the storm. Look at this tree. I'm trying to get home now. And we're stuck. Wasn't too bad where our son lived, but we're about 5 minutes from our house. And it's pretty bad.
That tree there, look. Those trees, all the tops come off. Smack the roof, look at that hole in the roof.
Just trying to get home.
This is destruction. Now look forward over the top of the mirror. Yeah. See if we can turn it to look on the other side of the road. So this is across the street.
And this is what, 200 yards from our home. These are my cushions. My bag of peat moss. This is way across the street. The flood just lifted everything and just tossed it across the street. So I don't know when you'll be seeing this, because I do have my computer up high, but our entire home is ruined. Everything is gone. So yeah, here's our Elliot. Thank you, Elliot. Oh, my little statue. She bit the dust. So they're working to get everything out of the house. So this is our backyard, and my lovely chairs. So Dom just came out and said if I can get about a month's worth of clothes, at least. Trying to secure the house here. We had done, this is the guest room office. We're trying to get everything off the floor and all the carpet up. Yeah. At least Ian's computer was up there. Two windows got smashed out there. Yes. So,
if all else fails,
have a beer.
drink a beer.
Yep.
It'll all turn out well in the end.
It'll cheers.
As long as we enjoy a beer first.
I was parched.
Oh wow. I tell you what, last night I didn't know I had as much liquid in me. We're walking through we're driving through all those terrible down wires and trees and trying to go this way and having to turn back and that way. And I kept needing to go to the bathroom. And each time it was like 2 gallons.
Yeah. I went on the side of the road. I said, I'm sorry. I was so nervous. And it was raining. It was raining a lot, so it was fine.
Well, we weren't drinking it. Where's all the water coming from?
I know. It was unreal.
Noise.
Cheers.
Noise.
So we're going to go have some pizza. Well, the men are going to have some pizza. They've been working hard.
Out of disaster, we will have a good time.
Oh, we will?
I'll try.
Yeah, whatever. Thank you, Malia. Thank you, Justin. So look who's come to the rescue.
Sewing machine rescue.
Sewing machine rescue. My Jen. Save the quilts.
Save the
sewing machines. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just realized I had this one. There's my Juki, doesn't work. There's a new Juki, hasn't gotten out of the box. There's Malia's little mini brother, and this is soaking wet. I don't know. There's soaking wet Husqvarna, which is about 25 years old. But Jen has come. She's saving my sewing, my favorite iron. I'm giving her a puzzle to do in their tea half hour, because I don't think we'll be doing any puzzles. So thank you, Jen.
Oh, you're gonna get through this.
Yeah, we're gonna get through this. Yeah.
Tornadoes.
Hurricanes, tornadoes. It's terrible, but my Jen is here to the rescue. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, you know our firewood pile? We have more firewood. We got lots more firewood to chop down. Look at that. We were starting to clear this area, and Well, it's not clear anymore. Our son Luke came with pumps. Justin came this morning with pumps, and Luke's just come with pumps for the to pump out the basement. We got to make this secure here. That's what we need, more wood. So our kids have bought these tarps and the dehumidifiers, and the generators are working to pump out the water from the basement, which is 7 foot deep. We have a nice big mulch pile. Now, hashtag save the fabric. Save the Juki. Lovely kitchen nook. We're taking up all of the baseboards here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to go get my patio furniture. I think it's all bitten the dust. I'm usually quite stoic, but this is really distressing. Really distressing. People are being kind and stopping on the road. Apparently it's so much worse up that way. So I don't know where to start. We grabbed my daughter and our daughter-in-law is going to buy big containers for to put clothes in for at least a couple months. I don't know where to begin. I look terrible. Should put on some blush. So I've just come to see our tree being cut down. I've just literally pulled in the drive, well, the other drive, and this tree was being hung up. Oh my goodness. Hung up on a power lines. And our boys couldn't do this. This was too dangerous. So we have a friend who's taking care of this now. Caleb, a big tall tree that has to be cut down. There's trees. Oh wow, that branch is up there. Ooh, that's hanging by a thread over the road. Oh boy. Excuse me, the tree was on the wire, had fallen from over there, right here. I have video, I have film of that, and that's coming down now. Oh boy, shocking how they can lower it. And more firewood. We had just bought Maxwell this new bed. We had set it, had some drawers underneath it, and he was real proud. He had all his shoes, his shoe collection we put on a shelf here. We did save that. We did save all of his shoes. He was so pleased with his Mustang things and some of his special things up there that are safe, but obviously have to come out now. I'm in my sewing room here, and as you can see, the big huge air movers, and they had sort of cordoned off with plastic as best as possible. And the atmosphere with the dehumidifiers going is really quite better, much better than it was yesterday in here, because the fabrics are the fabric, save the fabric. That's pretty good actually. So there's my old trusty brother, which is sort of bitten the dust. And oh, I wanted to show you. This is my Sailrite. There's my Sailrite machine. Yeah. And all my books and stuff. Oh boy, what a mess. And you can't tell, but the floor is just like the waves of the sea. Absolutely like the waves of the sea. But it's getting better. This is into our bedroom, and yeah, it's getting better. This is my middle of my hall closet and into the lounge. I'm not going in there because that's where the dumpster's out front, and they're bringing everything up from the basement. It goes up and it goes down. plenty of help tidying out the kitchen. Even baby Trueloves. Our son Luke's truck. He's taking toiletries and things over to Dom and Sarah's. So it's a good thing this tree's been down now. Wow, it's bright. It's real bright. Yeah. So, yeah, we got Maxwell's door. That's important, and now we're trying to go get his rig. So here's the back of our house. my clothesline flipped up. We got firewood. Oh, Lord. That chipper's been hard at work. But these are our friends who are cutting this tree down. It's a huge big oak. And actually he's a tree surgeon. He was surprised that oak fell. Now there were 3 trees here up to here. As you can see the debris field right here. There are 3 trees here. This is the last one. This is the last, well, there's a couple back there. Well, there's about 20 in the woods. But Elliot and the boys were cutting these down with our small chainsaw. But we had this guy Caleb come out, friend, because he has that machinery to move this. Yeah, to move these trees. But it's amazing how it missed our barn. Look at that. And it missed the little pig house over there. Funny. I don't know what's all in there. Ian was just telling me that friends of ours were telling him that they found a cow up in a tree. It was still alive. They got the cow down. It had been hurled up in the tree. This was some of the chipper pile. This is where I would film, and look how bright it is now. Like a little, oh! This was my little filming area. Oh, what's over here? Look at the size of that tree. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Don't know what that is. I haven't been here. Oh my word. I don't know. So I just want to show you the creek is down there. Okay, our bridge is right over that way. The creek is down here. We have cut these trees down. I think I showed you that before. We had cut these trees down. We're trying to make this sort of, reclaim this sort of wooded area into more like a meadow with just like trees and grass. There's the horse farm over there. So the creek is right beyond there, right where you can see those stand of trees. The creek is down, running lovely. So the creek came up, well, backed up there. It was a river, came up here, and as you can see, I'm sort of going uphill to our house here. So the creek is rising to here, So this area is completely covered. It's still rising. It's about 3 foot deep here. It's coming up. It went 2 foot in the barn. It covered the deck. Still rising. And it came up to here. So that entire area right there was a lake. And our deck, the entire area was a lake. And then at that point, so the side of our house is here. So we had just, my husband's car was there. We just got the car out in time because it was to here, the river, and underwater. This was all underwater here. And we just managed to make it out. And then as quickly as it came, it receded. But with that surge, everything just went flying. It's amazing that not just a few hours ago, this bridge was entirely covered. Entirely covered with water. Now it's a little peaceful little creek. That's how quick the water came up. But the entire bridge was covered, raging. We're getting there. There's this part of my house, and then there's my pretty walls. My walls still look pretty. My plants still look pretty. My floor, not so much. Oh well. Well, I said I wouldn't come, and I did. Trees are being taken down. All the clothes are being taken out. There's about 20 brothers and sisters here. I'm being rendered a bit useless. They're like, where do you want this? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So everybody's just taking charge. It's so wonderful to have this brotherhood of my friends and family that have come. Because I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. We were just saying, our older son Luke, he's here with his family helping, and taking stuff in his truck and all. He said this is worse in this area than Superstorm Sandy that hit. When was that? 2012? I forget when Sandy was. That was real bad in New Jersey, and this area is worse. He helped mitigate, and his phone's blowing up with people whose clients like, please help. He's helping us, like mom and dad need probably the most help, because it's a mess. But everybody's brothers and sisters are packing up, and oh my, I peeked. I shouldn't have. All my lovely things are in the dumpster. I had a real nice bike, and I said, please rescue my bike. Spray it off with, antimicrobial. And the basement hatch, which is covered with a carpet, well, it was covered with a carpet. All the carpet's obviously been ripped out 2-3 days ago. Is in Maxwell's room, and Maxwell's room is the worst. And he said, could you get my door and my Hot Wheels wall? We can't go in there because it's too dangerous. And most of all, his rig, his driving rig. And I said, I hope the water didn't damage it. It's extremely expensive, and we can't get through to our insurance agency direct. They're inundated. So our kids are like, don't worry, you have a while to, you have a while to make their claim. So it's all happening. We're alive.